Hello and welcome back to Jesse's Vintage Garage. We got the 68 Triumph Bonneville engine sitting here on the lump. It's got the transmission too, of course. It's a unit motor. Sitting here on the table, and we're ready to start taking it apart. We're going to kind of assess it a little bit before we start taking it all apart. We did have the head off, I believe, when we were removing it from the frame. But we're going to take it back off, of course, get it all the way down. We're going to take it all the way down, so we're probably going to split it, and then we're going to probably go into the crank too, but maybe not all in this video, but that's the assessment and assumption of what we're going to do here so far. But kind of looking around, we noticed that a couple things here right away. We had this, we have some evidence of somebody being in it before with having a sealant here. That's not factory. 68, I believe from what I saw and read, they should have had different style bolt nuts here, but they can be upgraded too. This is a 68 was a mid-range bike to where they actually put a little bit of the new style on some bikes, depending on serial number probably, but I don't have no idea on all that data. But so there's a good chance these could be original also, but we're going to take it all apart and figure out what we all need here on some of this stuff and get it back to looking right. We did come across this cover here, this intersection here, this one here. It does have a hairline crack going on here.
It's all the way back to here.
I do have another one of these laying around, so we'll be switching that out. This transmission, you know, it's a lot like the 71, but it's totally different in a lot of ways. This one doesn't have the leaf spring style transmission selector gates, so this will be.
It's got a plunger.
It's got a plunger, so this will be a whole different aspect on how it works when we go into it. What else we got? When we work on the cleaning up the rocker boxes, we'll be talking about that maybe a little bit. It's not like the 71 style. They actually have oil holes in the rockers, so which is a better design, but they went away from in the 70s.
Don't have the little pins here, and the gaskets don't have places for the pushrod tubes. Instead, the pushrod tubes had the holes for the pushrod to hold the pushrods in the right location.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting.
Just a little different.
So yeah, it's got a 67 casting date, but that's common. Anything else before we get going here?
No, don't think so.
So
This looks too far forward. It should be slanted. Somebody's been in it. It's
all knurled up or
dinged up here.
mauled up.
Somebody used too small a screwdriver on it to open it.
Huh.
Kind of pliers.
So yeah, the nuts and the screws and stuff here that hold all these covers on are posi drive, and I got a nice set of posi drive screwdrivers now that we're gonna be using for this stuff. We'll be using that. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Should hopefully it won't need a whole lot. But with the sign of somebody being in it before, it's really gonna be interesting in how nice it looks in here. And if it's, I mean, we might decide something as we go into it. But there's also, I'm kind of wanting to maybe even hop this motor up a little bit by putting a different cam in it. And there's also a chance it could have different cams in it because it was common back then. People put the more higher performance half race cams in it. So we'll find out. It'll be engraved or written on the cams what the part numbers are that we're looking for. We'll go over that when we get closer to the cams, talking about what we're looking for, what we're going to put in. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started taking this apart. Working on taking the head off right now. This is a 9-bolt head. The first 4 bolts are out already. They're part of the head steadies, or the motor steady, top motor steady. Then you've got the 2 outer ones, and the 9th bolt in the middle there.
You'll probably be replacing these.
Yeah. I don't really want them to be all rusty looking when it's back together.
It's got some loose carbon there. See it?
Some loose carbon.
Yeah, see it?
Oh yeah,
It's got a
big
gap
flake.
under it.
You know, flake right
It'll
off.
pop right off. Well, it should. Wow. Now, if we would have started it, this would have probably broke loose.
Yeah.
And came off, and that could have been a problem. Because that's not good. That does that. But anyway. Huh. Don't look like the valves are pocketed.
This
or
might be evidence
recessed.
of like a leak at one time.
Oh yeah, it was leaking. It was leaking on this side bad.
And it had just a copper gasket in there too, of course.
Well, that's fine.
And that's normal, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but
I think we put a copper in the 71. We showed how that all gets done. All right, let's keep going here. There's a bunch of crap right there.
yeah, it's pretty dirty. Pushrod tubes are nice. They just need cleaned up.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different pushrod tubes that are out there. So,
We'll have to look and compare what's supposed to be.
these might clean up good. All right, we'll work on these base nuts to get them loose so we can pull this whole cylinder section
You
out.
gotta tie these lifters up so they don't drop down, fall.
All right, we'll do that here.
Jesus.
Right, we got the nuts all removed here, ready to pop this up. We got these tied up, ready to they'll hold it when we go to lift it up, and then we'll be able to see here. There ain't any like physical damage on these pistons that I see right now, like dings or dents or anything.
We need to clean this carbon off of here so that when we pull it up, it don't fall into the bottom end.
Yeah, so we'll work on cleaning that all up. So here we are. We got the cylinder barrel off, and we've noticed that right away. We cleaned this up a little bit more, and we can see that. Other than we know that they're already been into it, these have 20 over, so it's got its first, probably its first rebuild, because they don't usually do 10s over. So that's nice that they're not like 80s, and this has had a lot gone through its life. Also, we were rotating.
No rolling, but the rings weren't sealing because see this? That's blow by.
Okay, yeah.
Normally it would look. This has got a little blow by.
All right.
But normally they would look like this everywhere if the rings were sealing well, and they're not. So there's either, I don't know, there's either something wrong with these rings. So we'll have to measure the bore and these here. It might just need new rings.
Okay. And we did notice that the skirt, they didn't have a whole lot of wear on here.
I mean, it's common to see a little line here or there. There's no galling. I mean, that's very minimal. That looks fine.
Yeah, then we were looking at the cross hatches in the barrel.
It's still there.
So we'll measure everything out.
Look at that.
We might be able to put it together without having to go to the machine shop.
It's been sitting for a while. We need to clean this. But
Deglaze it maybe, I don't know.
it's got some dirt there
Okay.
from sitting.
So I guess the next step was we're going to start rotating it over to find, see if we can see casting numbers on them cams in there, because you
Let's
can't.
look around. Maybe we can find. The intake one is the one you want to look for. Can we see? Oh, look at there. There's numbers right there.
There's something. Yeah, there's some bumps there.
It's got the last number is a 3. Looks like a 3.
We're looking for 3134, I think.
3-4. Looks like it's already there.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah,
them
there's
are
a 3-4.
Yep, that's
3-1-3-4.
So this is the half race cams. This motor has the half race cams in it. Because I think the stock cam we're looking for was a 7 or a 5 number. Yeah, a 70-4819. That's definitely not a. Definitely not a 4819.
No,
Yeah, that's a 3134 definitely. So this is a half race cam.
yeah.
That's exciting. Now the equivalent on the other side would have been 98 or 9989. So, but what really makes this cam alive though is the equivalent lifter tappet. We need to have a R tappet.
So we got to go into the intake side. This has holes, so that's the exhaust.
Yeah.
So the intake side is here. So we'll check, see if it's got R lifters. Yep, by golly, there's an R.
All right. Well, this is the nice stuff in it if you wanted to put the stuff in. This to put it in a bike that doesn't have it, it's probably around $400 or more. So exciting. And I was about ready to start buying it because I wanted to put the stuff in, but I'm like, I better check first. Wow, this is great. So anyway, we're gonna keep digging into this. So the proper nuts that would be for the base here, the base nuts here would be 26 thread, but 68 they're available in 26 and 24. 24 being the later one, because in 69 this style nut kind of came out, but they're available in both thread styles, 24 thread and 26 in this style looking nut. For that reason, because some 68s had 26 thread in this and 24 thread in this, but early 68s, real early ones, like the carryover from 67 and older, they had actual hex nuts that were on here, but they were all 26 thread. So I got a 24 thread thread pitch gauge here, and I'm gonna check this here just to verify again, but yeah, this is 24 thread. It's right in there. And this is a 24 thread nut here, and it threads right on easily. So either these studs have been replaced with the later style studs or not, it don't matter, but I'm just going to get a set of these in 24 thread. It'll be new. Yeah, it's pretty exciting about this cam being the half race cam. So I'm not sure what that cam originally came in, or either maybe it was just a performance part that was made available, and the person who had originally rebuilt this switched them out and put them in, which is benefit to me, and it's great because I wanted them anyway. But I guess what I'm getting at is, like in the parts book here, these are the cams that should have been in the motor, and that would have been number 35 and 36. 35 would have been an E4819, and 36 would have been an E5047 for the non-race standard cam for a 68 T120. So the half race, maybe that was in like a TT motor or something.
I don't know.
But I don't have that book to tell you the truth on that. But
We don't know.
But we're pretty excited about this. Anyways, stud size was also different on one of these studs, and they ended up putting a sleeve on in the later bikes. Like I was saying about the thread pitch up here, but the stud would have been thicker through here. That way you couldn't put the cylinder on backwards. And unlike the 71 motor, this has the tube here for the oil to go to the top, return down. So that's exciting too. Don't have to worry about trying to figure out what's going on there. This is already looking better than that Tiger motor was at where we're at right now. Well, after looking up some stuff on that cam and doing more research on it, I've got to mention a few things. This cam is kind of the cam to look for, but it was considered the stock cam in all 68s and stuff. They didn't really, but I guess what I'm getting at is they changed the part number a bunch of different times, even though it was the same profile and everything. You got E3134 and E4819, E5162, and then on to E10040 and E11063. Now,
the same cam.
It's all the same cam, the same profile, they say. And then the other thing with this combination, you got to have the R on the lifter. Well, that was considered a stock thing also. Right there, the 3059R. So if I would have turned around and bought all this stuff thinking I was getting the hot cam because that's all everybody's talking about, I would end up putting stock stuff back in this motor. So I guess what I'm getting at is this combination started around 66 or so with the 120 TT and so on is what we're finding out. And they just, different manufacturers for Triumph had different part numbers associated with the same item. That happens a lot with a lot of these parts. We're coming across that as we're digging into 68 with other things. But it wasn't until the 750 came out in 73 that they actually detuned the motors down, because they thought that hot cam, or that cam, was too powerful for that motor and would break the crankshafts in half. So what my dad was saying here just a minute ago. But anyway, it was something else. What was it? Something
Main
else?
bearings.
Main bearings.
Was actually the lead to the breaking of the crankshafts.
And so a lot of people take their 750s, which have the detuned cam, or the cam that was the 750 cam, take them out and put this cam, look for this cam in it, and put them in there. Where'd it go? Here it is. So if you want a more powerful cam for your 750, then you gotta be looking for these cams here.
3134.
3134, and the
4819.
yeah, something like that. So because it's the same part number for all of them. Even if we took the cam out and measured it, we wouldn't be able to compare it with anything. But this motor being the way it is and how we've come across it so far, we're looking pretty good here. It's all clean in there and looking good. I think we'll move on to inspecting the barrels or something here next. But otherwise, I just wanted to clear that up a little bit because I didn't quite mention it, and I found out more information after all I was just talking about. So. All right, we're gonna do a check on our bore size.
We got it set to 0, and we do it to and from because they'll wear this way because of the rotation of the running. And out here, there is no ring wear.
Yeah, because that's where the pistons don't get down that far.
Well, the pistons do, but the rings never do.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to 0 it out here where there is no ring wear.
Yeah, just a little bit below the.
Now, right here is, I can see it. This is where the ring wear starts, and it still hasn't moved. Now we're going to go all the way down to the bottom.
Which would be the top of the zoner.
And we have not moved at all.
Yeah, it's not moving at all.
So as far as I'm concerned, this is like a fresh bore. This is not, from whatever they set the clearance, it is still set.
Yeah, for that piston.
For this bore. And so now we're going to measure what this is, and then we're going to measure a piston, and we'll see what we got going.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not like too much or not enough or whatever.
We want somewhere around 4.5 thousandths.
So yeah, 4.5 thousandths. Or thou. There we go.
This is what we have. Good.
Yep.
We have 2.814.
Okay.
814. I gotta write that down.
So yeah, now we're checking the piston diameter to make sure it's like 0.004 smaller than that. 0.814. All right, so here's our difference. That was the top number was our initial on the bore.
That's the bore.
Here's our piston size. So our piston size is 2.8095, which is actually 0.0045 difference.
Yep.
So that just means we're thinking that the rings are smaller.
The gap is the bore, the piston the piston clearance is 4.5 thousandths, which is exactly what you want. So the clearance is 0.045.
Oh, 0.00.
No, 4.5 thousandths.
Oh, that.
Is that? Oh, is it 2 zeros?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
2 zeros.
2 zeros.
Yeah. There we go.
Like this.
There we go.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, 4.5, not 40.5.
So we should be able to run it like this. So, yeah. So I guess we'll just keep seeing what we got to work with here yet. So far what we've discovered is quite a bunch of nice stuff going on, and what I'm getting at is we were at the beginning, we were thinking, we haven't went into it at all and didn't have any idea. We were at the beginning thinking we were going to tear this thing all the way down to taking the crank down and cleaning out the sludge trap and stuff.
Because it could have been original.
Yeah, I mean the part when they were building this thing, this is timing side is what that stands for. That hasn't even washed off yet, and the other side has DS on it for drive side. This is still looking good. The crank looks good. This thing has been really gone through, so we're really thinking that they probably cleaned the sludge trap too. But we're in a position right now with this crank. The bottom of the rotation is at the top here. We'll be able to take out this bolt here. This bolt here is also an alignment pin for the sludge trap. We should be able to take this bolt out and kind of look in there and see how grimy it looks, I guess.
If we can see down
if we can even see in there. But we're going to try it. But otherwise, going forward from now, though, with us not having to worry about taking it, splitting it, we're going to definitely replace this cover, like I said. I don't want that cracked. I don't want this to break off.
This feels real good. There's no twist and there's no side. I mean, it slips side from side, but it doesn't tilt, and it doesn't twist.
You got to check for that, yeah.
And it feels real good.
So those bearings are really good yet.
It don't feel tight.
We're gonna go into the primary and check that out. Though we'll pop this cover off and check it out.
See what's in there. Maybe clean the clutch or replace the clutch with 7-plate. Who knows?
We'll see what we're doing, but I'm not sure about this cover yet. But we're gonna pop that bolt out and see if we can even see in there. But right now we're looking good here on this motor. Not needing a whole lot of work. All right, we got the bolt out. And we can see down in there a little bit. We're going to stick something down there and see if we feel, he's going to be feeling for any sort of like resistance on crap being there.
Or like, mud.
Yeah, like thick sludge, So if not, and then with the wire, he's going to poke down in there if it has anything, remnants of trace of anything on it when he brings it back out, so. No, because the 71 Tiger engine had a bunch of silvery, thick, full stuff. Yeah. You didn't feel nothing?
Nothing. And it looks shiny down in there, like metal. So I don't think it's...
All right, we're going to get ready to put that bolt back in, clean it up, put blue Loctite on it. We're going to torque it down. We'll have to look at the torque again. I don't remember offhand. But yeah, another thing on the cams, when they switch these cams out, you have to split the cases. So there's a good chance these people that were working on this before, which I don't know who they are, but there's a good to ask them. But there's a good chance that they split the cases because they had to switch the cams. They probably went into the sludge trap.
They wouldn't have took it apart without doing that.
I wouldn't think so, unless they didn't know. But if they knew enough to put different cams in it, you would think that they would know enough to clean that sludge trap out. The other thing is there's a special tool you use to pull the gears off the cam, but then to get the cams out of this half of the case, you have to have it split. So I just want to make sure I said that clearly.
And they had this all apart because they have some light coat of silicone on here.
Yeah.
So that's not my favorite stuff, but hey, people used it. That's
I don't see it caked all over everything like it was on a Tiger, so I'm okay with it. I mean, here, but we're gonna clean this up for sure when we go start putting this back together. But we'll probably clean these up, and I'm not sure about. We measured everything, and everything looks great. So we'll probably put a new set of rings in here, probably Grant rings, like we usually use, and go from there. But we're gonna look up this torque right now and go ahead and show putting that back together. All right, we're gonna get ready to put that bolt back in, clean it up, put blue Loctite on it. We're gonna torque it down. We'll have to look up the torque again. I don't remember offhand.
And they had this all apart because they have some light coat of silicone on here.
Yeah,
so that's not my favorite stuff, but hey, people used it. That's
I don't see it caked all over everything like it was on a Tiger, so I'm okay with it. I mean, here, but we're gonna clean this up for sure when we go start putting this back together. But we'll probably clean these up, and I'm not sure about. We measured everything, and everything looks great. So we'll probably put a new set of rings in here, probably Grant rings, like we usually use, and go from there. But we're gonna look up this torque right now and go ahead and show putting that back together. All right, we got some blue Loctite applied to it, and we're gonna torque it down to 33 foot-pounds. All right, here we go. All right.
Probably gonna have to put that down.
Yeah, just to see what we can do right here. There it is. All right. We're gonna work on taking the valves, the intake valves out right now. There was a lot of sitting around for a while, but there's moisture got in here at one time and kind of some surface rust in here, but that's about the only thing we see wrong with this. Sat around a lot.
We'll clean it up real good.
Yeah.
Gotta sometimes break those keepers loose.
Oh, yeah, the keeper was stuck.
Yeah, they get really stuck because they're on a taper.
Yeah.
I don't know if those keepers will come out of this one. Nope, they won't. So I need the bigger one.
All right, we'll get these out and we'll come back here. All right, so we got the valve spring and valve out, and we're gonna check for clearance on this. And we got some wiggle room there.
Got a lot of wiggle room.
And these valve guides don't have a provision for guide seals, so if they're gonna put, if I'm gonna have this all redone, I'm gonna probably put valve guide seals in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll check it out. But we look like we have way more than we need or should have.
That's probably where all this came from.
All the carboning.
Yeah. Probably leaking down the intakes.
Okay.
Looks to me like it's been blowing by. See there?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we'll probably do that for sure. So we'll work on this, getting this head all cleaned up and making it all new again, and then we're gonna probably dig into this some more, maybe in different videos, but I don't know. I think we're going to kind of come to the end on this little segment right now, huh? Without digging into different specific areas. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is really exciting. Really nice that we got the nice cams in here, and this motor is in really good shape. And we'll save a lot of time, and we're going to save a lot of money in this whole situation now because of that. So it's great. So anyway, we'll see you again soon with other things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this all.